Justin Thomas on Twitter or something like that? Something's going
Well, Justin Thomas is looking for a new podcast to listen to. Our
Come
fans are flooding his
Come home, JT.
his Twitter right
Let's
now.
talk about it.
Baby, come back.
Come on, JT. You know where it is. I'm responding right now.
Do it. I love it. I love when
But
you respond real time.
it's forcing me to give him a Roll Tide. Y'all cool with that?
Oh, listen, sometimes there's things.
Look,
that,
y'all can Roll Tide.
Extenuating
there's extenuate. Listen, there's
sure.
sometimes where the edges, there's a little bit of gray area where it's acceptable. This is one of those times. So if anybody's asking if there's ever a time, this is one of those times.
Like today with Kirby. Sometimes you have to say go dogs.
It's going to be great.
You know?
It's going to be great. University of Georgia head coach and national champion Kirby Smart joins us in a minute. The Orlando Magic select Duke Forward Paolo Banchero with the #1 pick. They choked. And Oklahoma will face Ole Miss in the College World Series. I'm Jake Crane. It's Flaming Dragon Friday. You already know what time it is. All right, we have Georgia head coach Kirby Smart on the show. Very excited about that. Georgia fans, I know there's a lot in there. College football fans in general. Let's go ahead and play the interview. And Blaine gets referred to as Flaming Dragon. So that doesn't count against it. Blaine, it doesn't count against it because I'm setting that up.
He said it, David.
He said the words. He didn't call you.
I'm letting the audience know. It's about.
How is that my fault?
It is.
How is that my fault?
For getting upset about it.
I didn't get upset about it. I got upset at David saying he didn't say it.
You were getting upset.
No, stop pointing all the fingers.
Here
at
you
me.
go.
Oh, here we go. No, I'll point all my fingers.
Here
at
you go.
All right, let's get Kirby Smart in here. Let's talk some college football. As promised, very excited to welcome, coming off a national championship at Georgia football head coach Kirby Smart. Coach Smart, #1, I appreciate you joining us on this Friday.
Thank you, guys, man. Excited to be here and looking forward to finishing up some recruiting for us. Our coaches getting ready to go on a break, and it's much needed.
Yeah, and the breaks are very few and far between, so you got to take advantage when you got. Well, Coach, I want to go ahead and start. And something we've talked about since I started the show was, we talk about recruiting and X's and O's and stuff like that. But building a culture that everybody is able to take part in, a championship culture, a culture that not only helps the older guys excel, but the younger guys know what to expect once they come in and they're a part of it. How long does it take to build a championship culture, really regardless of where you're at?
Well, I think that's probably measured more in how well you recruit, what the talent level of the players you have is. But that culture is not easily achieved. It's something we've worked really continuously. We're intentional about the way we work at it. We have a lot of exercises to help the older players, to help the younger players to get buy-in. I think your players deciding to stay when they have an opportunity to come out. A guy like Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt could have easily left last year and probably been second or third round picks. They both end up staying. They both end up going in the first round. That really helps your culture because more guys want to do that. But we wouldn't have great culture here if we didn't have a great staff. And we've got a tremendous staff here that works tirelessly to make sure the culture's right.
Yeah, that could be the difference on 4th and 1. Typically it is. It's, not the play that's called. It's how you execute it and how close you are together. But, Coach, another thing we talk about is how the game keeps evolving. And, we have NIL now and the transfer portal. But really, schematically, it keeps evolving as well. We see rule changes every year, whether it's updates to targeting. You can block here, but you can't block there. You got to be parallel to line of scrimmage, all that stuff. How have you, as a head coach, continued to still have your identity? We talked about culture, but be able to be malleable and evolve and say, you know what, maybe offensively the times are changing or we need to adjust. How important is that to being able to maintain success as the game evolves?
Well, if you don't evolve with the game, it'll pass you by. I learned that from the best. You got to be at the cutting edge. You got to know what's going on. You got to remain relevant. I had the great fortune this year of being on a rules committee. Of course, I don't know if that was a great fortune. Punishment, not knowing that I would spend the national championship in Indianapolis. I got to go back to Indianapolis where they did the NCAA rules committee. And I sat through 2 days of long, grueling meetings of things that I never knew you could even meet about. And things you could even ponder about on rules changes. And, the biggest part about that is the safety. Like, people don't understand the targeting. A lot of people don't like it, right? I hear people fuss and complain about college football and targeting and how they're going to change this and that. At the end of the day, the purpose they set out to do, which is reduce concussions, and reduce those violent striking blows, they've reduced those. The offset of that is probably some dislike by fans and some questionable decisions. And the purpose is to make it a safer game. And I've got a son that plays the game. I hope football goes on forever. I want it to be safer. So if that rule makes it safer, I think we have to listen to it and understand it. The rules of blocking below the waist, we've just changed. We've gone parallel with the NFL. And they found through their studies and their numbers, which they spend a lot of money on, that it cut down on knee injuries. So if it works, let's do it. And I think you're always trying as a coach to try to use those rules to keep you on the cutting edge of winning and trying to be at a competitive advantage. And that's what we try to do here.
Yeah, well, we always say if you're not evolving, you're dissolving.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Coach, you return your starting quarterback, Stetson Bennett, from a national championship winning team. JT Daniels transfers out to West Virginia. You have a stable of young guys, Brock Vandegrift, Carson Beck. You got Gunnar Stockton in the room. What is the status of the quarterback room as camp approaches, and what are some of your goals for those younger guys?
Yeah, I would easily say this is the best when you take a picture of the whole room. Top to bottom, those 4 guys that are going to meet in that quarterback room in fall camp, the most depth we've ever had, especially the most depth of kind of like the guys that I know and trust can play the position. Brock's been through a couple springs now. Carson's been through a couple springs. I've got to see him in spring games. I've got to see him in game action. You get to see these guys really compete and grow. And obviously, we know Stetson's played in a lot of football games from what we saw last year. And Gunnar had some promising stuff in the spring. So I really am excited about where those guys are. What do I need to see? I need to see them continue to develop, take on that leadership role. We've tried to put those 4 guys in front of the team or maybe in front of their individual age groups more often because we want to see them develop. We want to see them get ready to play. And you don't ever know when your number's going to be called at quarterback. We've seen that here really over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
Because we've seen a different quarterback emerge from maybe who the season starter was a couple times. So I'm excited about those guys. They've got great ability, and I think Coach Monken and the staff does a great job with them.
Well, that's great insight. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here, Coach. You grew up in Bainbridge. I grew up in Statesboro. These guys are from Alabama. I know you know where the best barbecue spots are. So talk to us here. Where's the best barbecue, and what are you getting there? You pulled pork guy? You getting some baby back ribs? What's the deal?
Man, I love barbecue. The saddest part of that question is I don't know that I've ever had a bad barbecue place.
I love it. Wow. There he is.
If you've seen me eat or seen my physique, there's not a lot of barbecue that I've missed. I will tell you, being born in Alabama and son of a coach, it always was pretty cool to go to Dreamland.
No doubt.
I don't want to discredit them. And the first couple of times I went, I didn't know there was no menu. It was like slab of ribs
some
and
bread.
white bread. That's it, man. I was dipping the sauce in the sauce cup and eating the white bread. But there's some places in Athens that I really like. Sauce House is really good. They do a lot of catering for us, and some great barbecue places really all around the South. But I always take the chance when I go recruiting in the smallest, just most hole in the wall place, I can find a barbecue joint and stop by and get a great, just rib sandwich and love to eat barbecue. I think it's part of the South and I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
That brings it, it's organic right here.
Yeah,
Coach, recruiting, especially getting towards signing day, those last in-homes, you're going in and eating, What's the most amount, because you got to eat. You can't not eat, unless you don't want the kid, but you're not going there if you don't want the kid. But, Coach, what is the most meals at night or during a recruiting trip day that you've had to eat in one day? I know that's a random question. It inspired me.
I've got some great stories. That would be another podcast of some meals. But the irony of that is we schedule it so that I don't have multiple dinners because we're like all in. We go for the whole dinner.
For sure.
So it's not like I've had to do one of these. Oh, I got to go dinner here. I would have to pop in and pop out, and that's usually rude. Mm-hmm. So I've had a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. So I've had 3 in a day, but I've never had multiple dinners. But now I've had a few miscues by coaches where they fed me thinking we weren't going to eat. And then I went in the home And now I've already put down a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken, and now I go in there and she's got her spread ready. And I'm looking at the coach like, are you serious right now?
For sure. You like the kid off Matilda. They make eat the cake. But it is Flamin' Dragon Friday.
It is Flamin' Dragon.
We don't call Blaine on Flamin' Dragon Friday,
right,
Coach. We call him Flamin' Dragon. And he said that if you called him Flamin' Dragon,
I'm peaking.
He's officially peaking, and he would officially be Flaming Dragon.
So I'm supposed to call him Flaming Dragon?
If that's okay. If that's
I feel
okay.
like that counts, though.
Does that count?
I'll count that in general.
I don't have enough insight to know what that actually means.
Well, it's an inside joke. It's not anything bad or anything.
Look, we brought up
but he said Flamin' Dragon.
Yeah, that is true. We brought up Dreamland. I'm a huge, not the barbecue and banana pudding.
Yeah,
their banana pudding. Yeah, I love eating that. But hey, let's go back. You mentioned it, or let's go back to the draft. All right, you have 5 first-round picks in the draft, 15 in total, which is a new record for the draft. I want to know, how does the head coach, how that made you feel seeing those guys get picked, and how that draft success helped you in recruiting?
Well, it certainly helps in recruiting, but it just made me proud. I'm proud UGA alum already, but to have that happen, under our watch and our staff, it's just incredible. And it spreads a lot of wealth out there, right? I'm looking out my window at the strength staff is out there running with kids, and I'm like, okay, they get a lot of that credit. Our player development staff, they get a lot of that credit. Our recruiting staff, you have all these departments within your organization, and none of it would be successful without the players.
Yeah.
And all these little parts add up to make for a really great organization that had 5 guys picked. So it was a great honor. It was cool. We're trying to do it again. We're on to the next one.
Absolutely. Hey, you go down this roster. I mean, there's a room that sticks out to me, and that's the tight end room. I mean, you got Brock Bowers, Darnell Washington, Arik Gilbert, probably the most dominant room in the country. How do you really plan offensively to keep all 3 of these guys in the loop on offense?
Well, the first key is keeping them all healthy, right?
Yep.
I mean, Darnell missed time last year with foot injury. Arik's had some injuries in his past. Brock had a shoulder surgery. So, first thing you got to do to have depth, you got to have depth so that you can compete and have guys really fight for that playing time. But those 3 guys are really good. We think Oscar Delp's had a great spring practice. Rylan Godey's coming off some injuries, and then Brett Seither had his best spring, a young man that we signed a couple years ago. So we really like that room. What I really like is the competition within that room. We're trying to find roles on special teams so they can go out and help there as well and steal some more snaps, because we lost 3 linebackers that got drafted at inside backer. It's rare to find 3 inside backers that got drafted in the 3rd round or better. We're losing a lot of special team snaps out of those guys. So those tight ends got to cover it up. But we'll get the ball to those guys and spread it around, because I think Coach Monken and Coach Hartley's staff, they do a great job of getting the ball to tight ends.
Yes, it's not a problem.
Can't wait to
call it a
it.
problem. That's a great problem.
Iron sharpens iron.
But Coach, last question I just got to ask you: being a Georgia alum, not having just won it, for the first time since 1980, how does it make you feel? And I know, again, you're a guy that deflects credit. You take accountability and you deflect credit. But just personally, how did it feel for you? Because that dog red runs through your blood as well. How did it feel to you to be able to do that for not only yourself, not only the players, but the fans and everybody involved in Georgia? Because you know how much happiness that brought to a lot of people that have been thirsty for a long time.
Well, it was gratifying, because you do it for all the others. You do it for the families of the staff. You do it for everybody in the organization. It was self-gratifying for myself, because we never won one when I was here. And it was something that we always wanted to achieve, and we want to go achieve again. But for me, it was what you do your job for, right? You do it really hard. You try to be the best at what you do. And we were able to accomplish that last year. But the minute it's over, as a coach and a competitor, there's no competitor I know that's not thinking about the next at bat, the next shot you got and how you can do it better. And that's what we've done here. Our staff's turned the page and trying to get better for the next one.
Definitely. And I know you're probably already tired of talking about last year. You got a whole new year coming up. Coach Kirby Smart, again, congratulations, Coach. I know you guys are ready to have another big year this year. Definitely going to be watching y'all. Would love to have you back, and appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, and go Dogs.
All right, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
People act funny sometimes when they're put into big situations or have to make a decision in the spotlight of everything. Well, last night, the Orlando Magic found themselves in this situation. And to me, they totally panicked. About 20 minutes before the draft, we got a Woj bomb saying that the Magic may be taking Paolo Banchero with the first pick, which to me seems like they either pivoted late or went against their gut instinct and taken Jabari Smith. Now, Banchero will be a good player in the NBA. I have no doubt. But Jabari could legitimately be generational. His ceiling is higher than the front row at a Snoop Dogg concert, and he moves unbelievably well with his huge frame. He's also an American sniper from long range and can create shots better than Pfizer can by using that height and length and ability to rotate and shoot. So if you're the Magic, why would you settle for skirt steak when you could have had filet mignon? Seems to me they got cold feet and you may have missed out on the next KD. But the Houston Rockets, on the other hand, got an absolute steal because I guess the Thunder just fell head over heels for Chet Holmgren, who's made out of popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue. But if you're a Rockets fan, let me tell you about the person you are getting with Jabari Smith. We've had Jabari on the show before, and as talented as this kid is on the court, he's an even better person and will be an even better employee off the court. Nobody's going to outwork him. He doesn't take his abilities for granted, and he loves to play defense. He is going to be a complete player that competes on both ends. But the scariest part about Jabari is he's not even close to where he's going to be. And I have no doubt with his work ethic, he's going to get there. So get ready, Rockets fans. You guys are about to blast off here soon. You tandem him with Jalen Green, the Rockets. Look, I don't know what the Knicks are doing. I don't want to get into it. It smells something. The Magic, to me, and Jonathan Isaac's our boy. We love J.I. Talk to him all the time. He's our NBA analyst.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like you went against your instinct, and I feel like you may pay the piper on this one, fellas.
You reached. You reached for the first pick. You panicked. So
Panic.
You panicked.
Panic.
We can see in your eyes that I will never forgive you for not drafting Jabari. One, because that's just a dumb move. And two, I don't get to see Chuma and Jabari play on the same court now.
Yeah, you could have had every Auburn fan on the block.
I can't.
Okay, so beyond just the Auburn loyalty, though, do you really think, I mean, it was clear that Jabari Smith had the highest ceiling, right? The most upside, which usually the NBA drafts off the highest ceiling. We were talking about Andrew Wiggins the other day, right? Athleticism, who can grow the most. Do you think Paolo Banchero is more NBA ready than Jabari Smith or Chet right now this next season? No. Not even this next one season.
No. That's my thing. I think Paolo's going to be a really good player in the NBA. He can create shots well. He can play more a bully ball. But Jabari, the potential for Jabari is through the roof. Paolo, to me, is filled out. He's as big as he's going to get. He's where he's going to be.
Okay.
You know what he is. Jabari can gain 40 pounds, and it won't look like he gained an inch. Remember how young this kid is, but his ability to create shots because of his height and his length. Remember the shots we saw him turn and rotate, 360s. Shots that you cannot block unless you have a ladder or you're from Zeta Reticula, some star realm up there.
I think if you're going to take the most NBA-ready guy right
Jay
now
Nivey.
next season, that'd be Jay Nivey.
I'm with
He
that.
fell to 5. He went to Detroit.
Look,
you gotta love that backcourt right now.
Another Kings mess up. The Kings are giving people players.
I put this on social media. Are Kings fans the truest fans of any fans? There's no way in hell I could be a Kings fan. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. There's no chance. There was never a chance. You got the Lakers and the Clippers. Nobody cares about Sacramento. I've been to Sacramento one time, walked through the outdoor mall and saw a homeless guy with one eye, scared the hell out of me.
Listen,
only experience I ever had in Sacramento because we were playing UC Davis. But the Kings, you dropped the ball again. But if you're the Pistons, they haven't been this hype in Detroit since M ruined Papa Doc down at the school shed or whatever they call it.
Still need some time, though.
The shelter.
The shelter.
The
I was
Pistons
close.
are going to still need some time. They're going to need some time.
They're going to need some time. You got Cade Cunningham and Jay Nivey.
Look what the Kings have missed.
Tell us about the Kings.
Okay? You take Keegan Murray
Ew.
rather than Jay Knight.
From Iowa.
Ew.
Okay? You took Marvin Bagley Jr. instead of Luka
Instead of
Doncic.
Luka.
Oh.
You took Thomas Robinson
Who?
instead of Damian Lillard. You took Jimmer Fredette instead of Clay.
Yeah, you got to stop.
Someone needs to be fired.
Stop. You got to stop. Stop reading it. They're already dead. Stop. That's really bad. But
So what about the Thunder? You're sitting there at pick 2. Paolo goes number 1 overall. So things get mixed up. Do you think they were already so sold on Chet Holmgren? They're like, we have to stick with that, or did they seriously consider Jabari at 2?
I think they fell in love with Chet. In my mind, I feel like they thought there was no way that Jabari is going to be in play or anything like that. I think they fell in love with Chet. I think the Thunder always wanted Chet, and they got him. So, again, it turned out a little bit different than I thought it was last night. If you look at our mocks, we kind of went chalk. Did not go chalk. Everybody thought it was going chalk, but the only chalk last night was the chalk on that chalk.
Benedict Mathurin goes 6 to the Pacers. Again, that's a great pickup to me. Johnny Davis, 10 to the Wizards.
Yep. Let me say this, Blaine. You made a point, like, for some reason, like the 13th pick has always balled. You know who the 13th pick was last night? Unless I'm totally misremembering. It was Sohan from Baylor. The German, the freshman, the 6'9" German with yellow hair.
I'm seeing Jalen Duren.
Was Jalen Duren the 13th
Oh, you know what? There was a
trade.
3-team trade.
Yeah.
That's what
right.
it was.
That's
okay.
Right. So we could consider him that.
Usually the 13th weird, man. Usually the 13th guy balls.
Hey, but Tari Eason to the Rockets, too,
LSU
at 17.
got some love. LSU got some love.
Hey, I know this is off topic, but Tommy Tanks.
Tommy Tanks just went to LSU in baseball, too. But let's also not forget Shaedon Sharpe. Remember, there was a lot of, well, Kentucky's not going to play Shaedon Sharpe because he's going to come back. There's no way he goes in the draft. Someone's going to go top 10.
Yeah.
7.
J.D. Davidson to the Celtics.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah. Well, hey, the way y'all turn it over, he'll fit right in.
Wow.
You think Jason Tatum turned it over in the playoffs?
Hey.
You think he turned it over in the playoffs? Y'all haven't seen
This is the
nothing
biggest.
yet.
This is still the biggest shock to me. J.D. Davison left after the year he had. I mean, he was handing the ball off. Who'd you say, like Jake Coker?
No, I don't know who handed the ball off more at Alabama, Jake Coker or J.D. Davison. Davison. Like, I don't know. Blaine Booster Club, what are they saying?
Trev coming in hot on a Flaming Dragon Friday with some violence.
Oh, I love when he's violent.
I can't wait to tell y'all this. Jabari can't dribble or block shots.
What?
Elite spot-up guy and defensively versatile, though. Go watch the game.
Wait, he can't block shots?
Go watch the. You can't watch him and then watch Walker Kessler and say he can't block shots. Walker Kessler was blocking everything. Jabari can block shots. Jabari can play defense.
Look, when Jabari's a 7-8-time All-Star, just wait. I'll wait.
He also says Chet has the highest ceiling.
I don't think he
Chet has the highest
does.
ceiling?
I mean, again, he gets blown. If somebody whispers at him, he falls over. I mean, if you threw a bowling ball at him, he caught it, his arms would fall off. So again, I don't believe in it like everybody else. Couple more, Blaine.
Miguel Cabrera says the Knicks, all they got was cap space last night. One Evan
Fournier? Come on.
Okay. Tried to have enough cap space for a Kyrie's max.
Okay, speaking of Kyrie, wow, that was a good segue. You think you did this for a living. Kyrie, does he stay at the Nets? Can I just say
Why?
what I think? Can I just say what I think? Kyrie, his best leverage has nothing to do with his game or even Kyrie. It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant. Because him and KD, remember, Kyrie's talking about, that's my brother. That's my brother. And now you're hearing, well, KD's talking about trade options. Kyrie, would he take a $30 million pay cut to get out of the Nets? Everybody says no, but they forget he took a $17 million pay cut with his vaccine thing and lost a shoe deal. So there's a little bit of precedent. He's willing to give up some bread. But I think he's smart to do it because it's a business. You negotiate in business. Anybody that's mad at somebody negotiating in business, you've never negotiated in a business before. It's part of it. You'd be stupid not to do it. But if I'm the Nets, do I give Kyrie a max? Do I give him a max?
So.
No, but it's hard for me to say Pelicans, give Zion Williamson a max.
Why wouldn't you?
But don't give Kyrie a max.
Why?
Man, I just feel like there's just too much. There's too much off the court drama with him.
But is it not an anomaly though, David? If you look at the last 3 years, you've had 3 NBA champions in like 20 months. You had the bubble, and then you had this. I feel like once it gets back to way a lot of his season, that's an anomaly. You don't have to worry. Well, you hope you don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't want to jinx it, but I think it was kind of an anomaly. I would end up, if I had to do it, signing Kyrie to the max, because I would be sick to my stomach if Kyrie left because of all the BS, then KD left and all this. And I get the people that argue Kyrie hadn't shown up for work. You took 2 weeks off here. You took a month off here. You were out in Turks and Caicos eating cheese, eggs, and potatoes. Shout out J. Cole. You got to show up and play to get paid. I get it. But what choice do the Nets got? What choice they got?
I mean, the vaccine one is tough because, again, this is an individual. Like, these professional athletes take care of their body better than anyone on the planet.
Their body, their
it's
choice.
An issue of personal liberty. He stuck to his guns. I respect Djokovic for the exact same thing in tennis. But it's just that wasn't the only thing, though.
I know.
We've seen this go all the way back to Cleveland when he was with LeBron, wanted to run from that situation. Then he goes to Boston. He wants to run from that situation. You pair him with KD and James Harden in Brooklyn. That can't work out. One of the big three is already gone. You get Ben Simmons for him in return and a couple other guys like Seth Curry. Now it's looking like this thing's falling apart. I mean, it's only a matter of time before the next thing pops up. Are you going to really give him a max?
And here's my point. What have I said about the Nets? I said this in the playoff. What has cost the Nets? Instability. They've had no stability. From when Kyrie and KD and them got there, now with the Ben Simmons thing. Hell, Cone, they couldn't even play on the same court together for most of the year. You've never seen all three of them on the court at the same time. My problem is with the Nets. At some point, by signing Kyrie, it does give you some stability. It gives you stability knowing Kyrie's going to be there. It gives you stability knowing KD's going to be there. It gives you stability knowing that Ben Simmons will have a chance to be that defensive enforcer with KD and Kyrie. To me, it's the only chance the Nets have to actually catch some stability.
You might be right. You might be right on that.
Well, again, I don't know if there's a right. It's a gamble. It's a bet.
I know that is true.
It's a bet.
Talking about Kyrie and long-term contracts.
Yeah, like it's all a gamble.
Well, his ego's turning into a problem. You'll never hear anything about.
But
Kyrie
I mean,
Irving.
it's the NBA.
I know, but still, I mean, so we're talking about it. We have to talk about it. You're not worried about Kyrie on the court. Kyrie's, if not one of the best point guards in the NBA.
Sure.
But you're hearing stuff like he's holding practices after your regular practice without the coach's permission. Like little subtle things right here that become problems when a player thinks he's more important.
Wait, where do you see he's holding practice?
I know, I heard about it, read about it. He was holding
You have a source? You have a source?
Player only, I don't like it.
You have a source?
Okay. I don't player only practices after the regular practice that the coach held. At the end of the day, your opinion matters so much. You know, you want to be tied with the players and the coach, but there's a respect level when it comes to these things. And if you're going to get paid, if you're going to get, when it comes to money, yeah. Like a coach is a coach. You have to respect that.
Well, then, okay, so here's my problem with that. Like in the NBA, that's not how it works. Like you think LeBron's listening to the coach? You think LeBron was listening to Todd? You think LeBron was really listening to Eric Spoelstra? Like there was some, LeBron's running.
Yes, I do.
LeBron's running the Lakers. I don't care if Magic.
It don't matter if you listen, but respect is something different. You can respect a coach on what he says and listen to him and give positive, you know, just stuff that you feel maybe we do this, maybe do that, and throw it back and forth. Not having respect for a coach, having practices with just players and not letting the coach know about it is different.
Is that a bad thing, though? More practice? Like
well, no. I see what you're saying. I see the principle of what you're saying, but we got to take that same energy and bring it to guys like LeBron and some of these other guys that basically are player coaches. They're Jackie Moons on the court. There's no coach telling LeBron what the hell to do. I remember seeing it in the finals. LeBron's drawing up plays on the side for the out-of-bounds plays.
Spoelstra did.
He's kind of earned that, though. You know.
No, again, he has. But guess who played with LeBron? Guess who was told that he was a dog like LeBron? Guess who learned how to lead from LeBron? Kyrie did. Kyrie, guess who won?
Yeah, that I don't.
He
think
won a
so.
championship.
That doesn't mean he learned how to lead like LeBron.
But then he
can win
ran
a
away.
champion with somebody, and that's completely different on another
So
team
you don't
with
think
another
Kyrie
coach.
learned anything on from LeBron about how to lead a team or be the dog?
Yeah. He could have learned something,
And
but
I'm not
that doesn't mean
blaming
he's
LeBron.
acting like this is what LeBron taught me at the Nets.
Yeah,
LeBron's
I
not
just-
like
You think
this.
he's running around saying that to,
Yeah, like
to Ben
LeBron's
Simmons?
not like this.
So what happens? What happens?
I don't
What happens if he gets a max deal? What happens if Kyrie gets a max deal, and then there's a falling out between him and KD? What happens then? You
Well,
know,
then
like there starts to
that's
be a
what
rift.
happens.
KD
Like,
feels like he's having to carry the franchise.
again, it's a bet. It's a bet. Like this is what when you sign players. I don't care when you draft them, like the NBA draft last night. That is a bet. You're taking a bet, and so again, you have to weigh. If I'm the Nets and I'm looking at it, you just blew it in the playoffs against the Celtics, who did go to the finals.
True.
But you had Kyrie and KD out there, and it didn't go great. So that's why I think you're getting a lot of this negotiation stuff that's going on, and you're always going to get negotiations. But my problem is if I'm the Nets management, we've had no stability. You've had a ton of guys with ability, but no stability. Different combinations, problems off the court, mandate, no mandate, this, that, and the other. Now is your chance to have stability. You sign Kyrie, most likely that's going to take care of KD. Their package deal talked about, I'm my brother, he's my brother, we're friends, whatever. That's great. Y'all hang out and have a great time. But it gives you stability. We will never know, or a team will never know how good they are, regardless of how many stars, if you don't have stability. Why is Bam and George and people running through people? Because it is a machine. The stability is every year. You wake up and do the same thing, and you learn how to do it from the guy that's ahead of you. The Nets have not had any stability, and until they get that, they're not going to win a damn thing. I don't care if Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, or one of the Monstars came over and helped them. If you can't all be on the court, you can't develop chemistry. You can't develop chemistry, you can't pass chemistry class.
Well, I feel like Michael would have helped him, man.
And the Monstar
Okay,
guy,
come on,
baby.
you know Michael.
And Larry.
Probably gonna win it.
That's a good team.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good squad.
Also,
Michael, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. I mean,
one thing we didn't mention was Kirby hopping in.
Dude,
Man,
okay.
that was sweet.
I know you put out a poll we're going to get to. Is Georgia? And I'm
yes,
gonna talk
is
a little.
Georgia going to go undefeated in the East?
I voted on that poll, actually. I had the chat pulled up while the interview was going. It's a lot of fun in there.
Oh,
a lot of
listen,
fun.
it
Welcome
gets
home.
down and
Stays
dirty.
hot in the chat.
A lot of fun. Is this what you deal with every day?
It gets
Every day,
awfully
just going
every
at
day.
it.
It gets awfully
God, the
physical.
chat is
More
awesome.
physical, the better.
And we have a surprise because guess what? YouTube video staying up the whole show today.
Yes, sir.
Staying up the
Come
whole
on.
show.
How about that? Show for the people, by the people, surrounded by the people.
You know why?
One ring to rule them all.
Yeah, in the darkness show by them.
That's
exactly right.
Let's get hyped.
Yeah, let's get hyped. Let's do it. We're headed to the Senior Bowl this weekend and early next week at the Hall of Fame induction, golf, celebrity classic, and all that. And for members, you can send questions to DW Crane Mailbag at dailywire.com. That's DW Crane Mailbag at dailywire.com for our all access on location as well. Any questions you may have for some of the players, we're going to be talking to Dak Prescott, Phillip Rivers, Von Miller, Patrick Willis, maybe Brett Favre, and so much more. Abe Lincoln, he may be there too. So make sure you send those in to DW Crane Mailbag at dailywire.com and follow us on social media for all the behind-the-scenes content of the event and watch me ball out in the golf course because I'm pulling a Francis Ouimet at maybe the greatest game ever played. Here's the best of the week. We're staying on YouTube, and I'm going to get after it a little bit when we get back from the break.
Why?
The league is run by a bunch of boobs.
It's Mailbag Monday
on a Tuesday.
on a Wednesday.
Because that's what's so great about America. We don't hold you here.
They're 4 yards further away from the goal line. Just common sense, right?
Because Other Guys is probably the most underrated.
Let's go!
That's going off at plus 225.
Would you rather be Amber Heard's bed sheets?
Oh, hello there. Having money problems? Well, great. Me neither.
I'm not psyched, David.
No.
Made with Love a real thing. Like, that's a real thing.
It
I
doesn't
think.
have to be your
I'm trying to.
That was good.
Trying to
That was
keep
good.
it together.
That was good.
I didn't see that angle of me putting money on the side of your face, Cone. That was actually
didn't either.
That was way more aesthetically pleasing than in my mind I thought it was going to be.
Here you go.
Thank you. I'm excited that worked out. Wow, real $100. Could fill up half my tank. On this show, we don't touch anything political that doesn't intersect directly with sports. I talk about it all the time. And there are times where that intersection is the case. The Leah Thomas situation, Colin Kaepernick, NIL, or Roger Goodell being a bad leader. All that stuff had a big effect and involves sports. And we should talk about it and we should debate it and take a bunch of different opinions. But there are also times where true politics has nothing to do with sports. Those are waters we don't swim in because that's not what we're about. A great example is the Roe v. Wade verdict being overturned that is absolutely turning everything upside down today. That is a truly political topic, but I know for a fact that outlets like ESPN and others will take this as a mission and flood the TV and radio with their agenda or whatever. There'll probably be professional teams that host nights at the ballpark dedicated to their opinion on the matter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of patch show up on a uniform at some point. But I am kindly asking the sports realm, and they won't, doesn't matter, to not touch this, because we're not going to touch it here. Now, I know, like I said, they're not going to listen to me, and I'm sure it's probably already started. And when they do, we'll call them out. But for the good of sports, please just leave this one alone. Can we sit this one out? And I'm not saying shut up and dribble or that sports figures can't have an opinion. It's the fact that everything is so toxic right now. This is going to do nothing but increase the ever-growing wedge between people who have given up on sports because agendas are forced down their throats in a place that should be an oasis or an outlet from that. Do I have a personal opinion on the matter? Yes, I do, but that's not why you're here right now. That's not why you watch the show. It's not why you listen. And I'll die on that hill. So for all the sports outlets, teams, organizations that are going to take this overturning verdict as a call to action, please don't do it. Please, it's already going to be nuts. Just please don't do it. And again,
I agree.
I do want to say, while we're talking about Kaepernick, we have this clip pulled up of Colin Kaepernick's workout being judged by Warren Sapp, and guess what? The reviews are in, and it's not good. Let's play the clip. You got
Warren Sapp.
yeah. That's like the Zapruder film. You'll never see that. You want to know why? Because it makes everybody in the NFL who was like, "We told you the dude can't play anymore." And I know it's been 5 years and you've been hurt, but what did you expect?
First of all, Warren Sapp is a national treasure.
We have to protect him at all costs.
And Colin Kaepernick having a bad workout after all these years, that's not the story. The story is no one wants to report on the bad workout.
Yeah, where is
Like,
it?
no, he's still ready. He's good. We'll sign him.
Where is he? Where?
Warren Sapp.
Pete Carroll, where are you
man.
at? But look, it's the truth. Apparently, and he's not the only one that said this. But again, where's the video? Where is it?
It's out there.
Tone, who's got it? Who has it?
Zapruder has it locked up,
Someone has
and
it.
FBI has a
Someone's
copy.
got a flash drive.
There's like 2 copies.
You know, if he would have had a good workout, that would be plastered
We'd still be
everywhere.
watching it.
They'd have it in the middle of downtown New York, Times Square, on that big TV that rotates. We'd be getting it every day in between
never
Life
about
Alert
being
commercials.
Colin Kaepernick being good enough. You go look at his last year's, it was terrible. It was terrible. It never was about that. He's not good enough to be in the league. They just thought he was being excluded from the league by the color of his skin, which is not true. You're just not good enough to be in the league.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we got to get Warren Sapp on the show.
I'm telling you.
I mean, he needs to come on the show.
By the way, not a lot of people know, but this next guest we're bringing on, we can't say it right now. I'm not going to throw it out there. Just wait. It's about to get turned up to 11. What do we want to move on to, David?
Unfortunately, college baseball, because you guys said Ole
do you mean,
Miss would win
unfortunately?
yesterday. I said Arkansas would win yesterday, and I had to wake up to a meme, my buddy Rob sent me, and it wasn't good.
Well, let me tell you how my life is. Okay, and you got is this the meme right here?
That's
Is
it. That's
it
what
up?
I woke up to for my boy Rob today.
This little piggy cried wee wee.
Throw that up there.
All the way.
This
home.
little piggy
David, I'm
cried
sorry.
wee wee wee.
But you know who I'm not sorry to? Producer Addy. You want to know why? You know, there's some type of people when your team's playing another team that will text you like during the game, like when it's not going
that's
good.
not good.
No, when it's like not going good. But I'm afraid to do that because I feel like I'll jinx us. Well, producer Addy decided during the Arkansas-Auburn game when they were just absolutely getting slaughtered, which it should have been the reverse. I mean, you're the Tigers playing the Hogs. The Hogs shouldn't slaughter the Tigers. The Lions are bare, oh my. But I got a text from her. Let's just say it wasn't like really digging in, but I knew what she meant, and it hurt. Okay, it hurt because I was excited about it. So yesterday, when DeLucia from Ole Miss just came in there and shoved for 9, 17 Ks, DeLucia looked at Mike Bianco before the game and said, "Give me the ball and don't look at me for 9 innings. I'll do it myself." I love this so much. This is the cool part about baseball because guys like DeLucia, does he look like the most athletic guy? No. Is he 6'8"? No. Is he throwing 96? No. But he's got the slide piece. He's working 90, 92. He's going inside and out. 9 innings of shoving it down your throat. You don't score, you don't win. DeLucia should never pay for another beer in Oxford, Mississippi. And if I know the people of Oxford, Mississippi like I do, he won't and he shouldn't.
David, are those tissues over there holding up something?
Huh?
Are they?
No, you want these?
Yeah. Can I see those?
Oh, no, we're going props here?
This is for you, Addy.
Oh, no.
And all the Arkansas fans. Your huge tears. Clean yourself up.
I'm going to need those back.
Okay.
You need that? Yeah, well, Cone's got to drain his face every 3 minutes.
Look, sign
They're
us
going to
for
put an
that.
aqueduct to the side of your head.
But that was funny, though, Blaine. That's funny.
No,
good.
deserved.
That was
Much
good.
deserved.
It was
I'm glad you lost. You deserve
All right,
it.
so Oklahoma, Ole Miss. Who y'all got?
Okay, I've been betting against Oklahoma like the whole College World Series. And I've just been wrong.
Maybe time to
I've been wrong. The guys, Braxton Winters, guys on Twitter, they're letting me know about it. And you know what? Oklahoma fans, I get it. I've been wrong about Oklahoma baseball. I have a little bit. Okay, but I've got Ole Miss. I'm going Ole Miss. So you get a little rest even though you're playing tomorrow. You know you got DeLucia coming back. It's the bullpen. It's the bullpen. It's the bullpen. It's the bullpen. It's like, what did Tony Perkins say on heavyweights? When he's like, it's my fault.
It's not your fault, Tony.
It's not your fault. Okay,
it's their fault.
It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's the bullpen. It's your fault. It's the bullpen. That's what it's going to come down to.
I'm going to take Oklahoma. Let's go Sooners.
You always love
Give me the Rebels. Shout out Mincy, baby. Let's get it.
Yeah, look, Ole Miss, again, it's a great story. Oxford, they need it too. Oklahoma's pitching's been so dominant, but they got, between Crooks, Treadaway, they've got a couple guys that are hotter than Hansel at the Male Model Awards right now. And Hansel was super hot.
He was hot. He was hot.
Super duper hot.
What's the chat saying, Blaine?
Yeah, but let's go Booster Club.
All right. Sister Riggs says, let's go Oklahoma. She sees they're going to win it. Trey says, Ole Miss pitcher chose violence.
Oh, he chose violence 100%. He woke up, rolled over to his left, took a sip of water, walked to the bathroom, chose violence, brushed his teeth.
17 Ks.
Stephen Moore.
17!
Stephen Moore says, are you guys aware of the bar that has a tally of shots sold to the College World Series baseball fans by school?
Yes, Arkansas, I believe, did win that.
No,
and
I think Ole Miss.
Ole Miss ended up beating them?
I think so.
You know who won that? The restaurant. It was a great idea.
What a great idea.
Because remember, Auburn was leading it, then Arkansas was leading it, then I guess Ole Miss ended up leading it. We'll see. Look, if we're going to have a drinking contest, you got SEC fans in there, and we'll throw it down. But we all know if we had to come together, if the SEC had to come together as a conference and choose one school or fan base to enter like a beer fest or like a drinking competition, we all know whose fans were sent.
Who's that?
LSU.
LSU.
Are you kidding me? Half their blood type is vodka and tequila mixed together. You figure that. They have drive-through daiquiri places where they say, you know what? Not only can you drink and drive, we will let you drive to our drive-through and we'll give you a drink. So again.
All right, Devin21 says, but for real, guys, give us your thoughts on the fashion from the draft last night.
I mean, I thought it was good. Look, NBA guys, they really take a chance. NFL guys take a chance. I thought Chet Holmgren's suit, honestly, I'm not the biggest Chet Holmgren fan ever, but was pretty fire. I'm not going to lie. Thought Chet looked really good. I thought Jabari looked pretty good. I didn't think there was a bad one. You know, some guys didn't really take chances, and I don't blame them. But no, I thought it was good. Again, it wasn't, like you're watching the Emmys or the Oscars. People aren't wearing, like, seashells connected to, Jell-O pudding sticks or whatever's in there. So it wasn't that bad. But I thought it was pretty decent.
All right, Notre Dame fans versus LSU fans drink off. Who wins?
Irish versus the Catholics,
LSU?
which is basically the same thing.
That's a good one.
Oh, man. I don't know. I think it'd cause a war poll. There'd be a lot of arrests. We could put it that way. What else, B?
All right, let me get in here.
You get in there. All right, Blaine's struggling, Cone.
All right,
not
we have
struggling.
a few things here before we get to our greatest ever choke jobs.
Yes.
A few things to rapid fire through here. Aaron Judge walked it off yesterday, day before arbitration hearings. Maybe having his best season yet. What's going to happen here with Judge?
Well, you're going to have to convince Batman to rob the Joker and Penguin and all those guys and get all the money that New York has to be able to keep him. Aaron Judge is an absolute monster. And we talk about clutch home runs, like walk-off super clutch. You want to know the only home run that's clutcher than just a pure walk-off is hitting a pure walk-off right before
the day before your
arbitration.
So he turned down $17 million. And in arbitration, they're not allowed to take into account what he's already done this season because this hearing was supposed to happen before the season.
Yeah, well,
so good luck doing that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you cheated on me? I'll just pretend like it didn't happen. Yeah. No, again, I'm sure if I was Aaron Judge, I would have walked my 9'3", 400-pound self with 2% body fat into that room. I would have turned on the TV from last night and just had the replay of the home run showing, and I'd just look at him, and I'd just point up.
I'll just give this
I do this. I do hit or stay, like playing blackjack. They'd be like, 20 million. I'd be like, hit me.
Hit me.
They'd be like, 22 million. He'd be like, no, hit me. And they're like, all right, 25. It's like, all right, I'll stay. I'm good on that. He just went there and played blackjack with them. Probably didn't have to say a word.
I love it.
I wonder you know how like an Andre the Giant, like they have like a beer can that looks like one of the little mini cans? I wonder like a hamburger looks like a slider into Aaron Judge's hand.
We should get him in studio, figure it out.
We should just hand him a bunch of hamburgers and see what happens.
Bill Clark.
Yeah, this one, I was very fortunate enough to coach with Bill at South Alabama. Bill Clark, the head coach at UAB, who legitimately resurrected the program. Like, that wasn't like, oh, well, they struggled for a long time and then he turned them good. No, they canceled the program. He legitimately, like a phoenix, rose that program out of the ashes. He stepped down today. He's had a bunch of back issues to the Clark family, to Katie and all of them. I just want to tell Mr. Bill, Coach Bill, as I used to call him, really hope you're doing okay. He's a hell of a coach. I'm sure he's still going to be around the program. But Brian Vincent, very close friend of the family, is going to be the interim as well. So excited for him to get an opportunity, but I hate it comes this way. Coach Clark, again, a great coach, great man off the field as well. Really enjoyed working with him and a really smart defensive mind. So I hate to hear that. UAB will be fine, but it's a sad day for UAB because if anybody remembers those videos of those kids in there talking to the president, Bill Clark in there talking to the president after they had walked in and told him there was going to be no more football at UAB, and thank goodness they were able to resurrect that program. But prayers sent to Coach Clark. He's a strong man of faith as well. So I'm sure he'll be fine. But I hate to see it, and I hate it for the players because again, they love playing for Coach Clark, and I got a lot of really close friends that hang out in those circles.
No doubt. No doubt.
No, I hated to see that.
You want to go greatest choke jobs in sports history?
Yes,
what
this
do you got?
pains me. You want me to go first?
Go ahead. Tell us what you got.
All right, look, there's a lot of obvious ones, but there's one, and maybe it's because I got a lot of baseball in me that I struggle to get over. 1986 World Series. Mets, Red Sox. Guy named Bill Buckner is playing first base. I believe we have the clip. Can we go ahead and pull it up? I almost don't even want to watch it. It's like watching a scary movie. I want to put my fingers over my eyes where I can just see enough out. I believe we do have the clip. If we don't, it was a very routine ground ball hit in a very, very important situation. A play that Bill Buckner could make in his sleep, that we could go out there and make. Didn't really take a funny hop. They're getting the clip right now. Didn't really take a funny hop, but ends up going in between his legs, costing the Red Sox a World Series. Well, there's a lot of things that cost them World Series, but it's sad because Bill Buckner was a really good player whose whole career was defined by that one play. But if you're going to screw up,
not the time.
That ain't the one to screw up on, bud.
Yeah, you're playing first. So what can you do?
First.
You can just knock it down. Knock it down, pick it up, go to the bag. Why not?
It's sad.
It just can't go through your legs. Like last thing that can happen is
and it ended up costing.
What was that game? That was game 5, or it wasn't the last game, right? Because they had to.
No, I don't believe it was the last game. I think they would be able to clinch. I think the Mets would have been able to, or the Red Sox would have been able to clinch if they had won that game.
Yes, that's right.
So that let the series go on. The Mets ended up winning. Now, that was before the Red Sox ended up finally winning it and breaking the curse. Remember, you had the Cubs and Red Sox. There was just a bunch of curses broken, like you kidnapped a bunch of witches or found where they were hiding or something, and I don't know, do whatever you did to witches. Here's the clip. Oh, this is painful. Play it. Just play it. They want to watch it. Let's go ahead and play it. Gonna get the pitch here. Simple grab ball, just 2-hopper. Come get it, Bill. Right between you. Look at it.
That did take a weird hop.
No, that didn't take a weird hop. Get your body in front of it.
Watch the high hop.
Run the clip again. We'll run the clip from the back again. That's not.
Watch the bounce off the hop. He blew it, but it was a weird hop.
Play the clip.
He blew it, but it was a weird hop.
Yeah.
Boom. Chopper straight up the ground. 1, 2. You got to stay down and get the ball.
Yeah, that hit.
Yeah, no. You weren't. You got a first baseman's glove. It's huge.
Yeah, I'm saying you blew it, but still. I mean, that was a tough in-between.
Bad one.
That's a bad one. That hurts. That one hurts me.
But to me, the greatest choke job in sports history has to be Greg Norman at the 96 Masters. Right? I hate it for him. He did win 2 Open championships, but look, tied a course record with an opening day 63 on Thursday, okay? Goes into the final round with a 6-shot lead over Nick Faldo, ends up losing by 5 strokes.
I'd throw it like
6-shot lead, you end up losing by 5 strokes. Let's see Greg Norman. I think it was on 13 when he knew that it was over when he fell to it.
Is this the one where he like falls back?
Yeah, next to the green.
Oh, no. Imagine coming out and shooting a 63 to start. That's almost like
63
worst case scenario.
Look, if
like, would you want to shoot a 63 to
but if I walk into a Sunday up 6, I'm feeling terrible about a lot.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, I would almost rather just shoot okay on Thursday, okay on Friday. Let me drop the 63 on Saturday. Just don't let me come out and shoot a 63. I'm serious about that. Let me shoot 67, 68, feel my way around the course. Let's see how it's playing, see how the weather is, get all the measurements. Oh, here it is, man. I called this one. Go ahead, Coney, dial it up. It's just a picture, right?
Yeah, it's just a picture. I mean, that says it all. What else do you need to see?
2 things are happening. Well, 3 things. 1, Greg Norman just blew it on the golf course. 2, he just found out somebody died. Or 3, he's trying to siphon power out of the clouds.
I mean, guys, if you're coming out and you're shooting 63 on Thursday, right?
I like that swing. Do that again.
6-shot lead. You like that shot right there?
Right there.
Bam. 6-shot lead and you lose by 5?
It's a bad situation.
You blew it.
What did I say? I mean, come on.
It's a bad situation.
Look, you blew it. And I think both y'all are right. But a lot of people in the chat are saying that when the Warriors are up 3-1, they didn't blow it. They just got outplayed by LeBron James.
No, they blew it.
So mine is easy. It's your long-lost brother, David. It's Matt Ryan. And it's the Falcons who were up 20. You want to say something?
I was going to say, do we maybe think that Elon Musk, Matt Ryan, and Cohn are all from like the same
laboratory?
Whatever aliens? No. Whatever aliens came here thousands of years ago.
We don't bring that up.
People going to bust in here and put that little thing in front of my face?
I think they're from the same like colony.
You might be onto something. We shouldn't talk about it too much because I don't want anything bad to happen, at least right now. But I'm going Falcons. You're up 28-3 halfway through the third. Halfway through the third quarter, you ran the ball the same amount of times you did in the first half than you did in the second half. And one half, you were up 28-3. Run the ball!
Boycott.
Run the ball, Kyle. Run it. You're going to win. You're going to win. You run the ball 9 times in the second half.
Look,
9 times. You deserve to lose.
That's
You
hard
deserve,
for me to
you're
argue.
You're playing Belichick.
Deserves
Weird
to
things
lose.
happen when you play Belichick. It's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, you play stupid
Belichick
games,
and Brady.
you get stupid results.
At what point in that second half, Blaine, before I go over to the board of emotional justice, tyranny, freedom, deliberation plus liberation, at what point in that third quarter, if you were Matt Ryan, because I know you, would you have just started calling run plays? You're like, y'all can find me, fire me.
When it's 28-17, if it was that. When Julian Edelman caught that one pass over 5 people off a tip, off another tip, and like a concession lady fell down and he still caught it. If I'm on that sideline, I'm worried now. Because you're not only playing against the Patriots, you look like you're playing against the football gods as well.
Yeah, that's
if
a
he's
scary
catching that, you're feeling bad about a lot of things.
That's
all
a
right.
fun fact about that.
I'm going
I
ahead.
love fun facts.
Walk over there. Fun fact.
We're 15 minutes in. You know what that means.
I love fun facts.
I produced the stadium run-out video for the Falcons that year in the summer at Flowery Branch up in at their practice facility, and it was the last year in the Georgia Dome before they moved to Mercedes-Benz. And I played high school games in the Georgia Dome because that's where the semifinal was played. So it was such a cool year. I went to like 5 games that year, I think. And they went to the Super Bowl, almost won the Super Bowl. They haven't been back since because I think their hype videos have been...
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I wanted to say this because I saw this the other day. The Atlanta Falcons Twitter put out a longer goodbye video for Drew Brees than they did for Matt Ryan. And I just think that is so disrespectful.
Where's the loyalty?
For what Matt Ryan did for the Atlanta Falcons, that he didn't get more length in a video than Drew Brees did, who never did anything in a Falcons jersey. That legitimately pissed me off.
That upsets you. That
legitimately pissed
That's
me
what
off
got you.
seeing that. Because Matt Ryan deserves better than that, man.
Okay.
That's
all right.
bad.
Well, y'all know what time it is toward the end of the show.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah,
Sweet.
exactly.
Bedtime. It's Booster
marvelous.
Club bedtime. And obviously, I'm holding what is definitely 100% real money. So tonight, here's what I got. Dear Colorado, I know I haven't believed in you guys the whole time. Well, that's not true. I did say they were going to win the first 2. I know I haven't shown you guys a ton of love, but tonight, I'm throwing the rent on it. Dollar bills, y'all. Avs, -1.5, plus 135. I'm not afraid of it, Cone.
It's too late.
Tonight, I'm riding the Lightning.
Too late. Tell us.
I'm riding the Lightning
It's
against
too
the
late to
Lightning.
apologize.
Yeah, we got one Republican here. Please.
Train left.
Hold on. Let me hit the button when y'all stop singing. Let me find this thing. Where is it?
Which one do you want?
You know which one I want. I'm just guessing at this point.
Try that one.
There it is.
Oh, somebody kill me.
That's the song that comes in my head when y'all start singing. That's what happens.
Well, that song comes in my head when I just hear you talk.
So. No, it was not me. It was, we were playing.
It was Jake in the kitchen with a wrench.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you a story about the time you were wrong. Avs -1.5 plus 135 and over 3.5 goals at plus 114. I've taken nothing really but dog bets all month. It's a dog day summer, Cone, and I'm not ready to die yet.
Well, glad to see you on the Avs train finally. Just don't know if they close it out tonight, so I'm going to go with the Avs, Tampa Bay, both hitting 2 goals at -175. Let's see that. Okay. And then from there, win, lose, or draw, we're just there to have a good time because we've hit our pick.
You got to bet where some guys are pushing it, shoving it on the mound?
I have Mets Marlins first 3 under 2.5 because yes, we need some shove action.
Sandy Alcantara.
First
I'm telling you,
Sandy?
Alcantara.
He's the best Sandy since Koufax.
Well, let's hope so.
First
3 under 2.5 at -150.
You know, that was a thing. I learned something new today, David.
Look at that. Hey, stick
you
around,
click that
buddy.
Flaming Dragon button. So
I'm here all week.
Click that for me.
This is Flaming Dragon.
And then will you click the other button?
Yeah. When it comes to Blaine's bets this month.
Oh, somebody kill me, please.
Getting a
Been
lot
dead for a while. All right. It's the month's almost over, guys. We're almost getting past it. It's been a rough month. I got in the submarine last week and I dove really deep for bets that maybe, and of course, Stamkos and McKinnon. Me neither. Let's just pass it and find out. Stamkos, just let him win. Just let him win. That's what you're doing anyways. So that's what I'm taking. I'm not going far-fetched now. I need to hit some bets just for my mental and my chicken. All right, so I'm taking the Avs to score first. You're at home. Please. Please score first. It's going off at -140. Then I'm taking the Avs first period up a half a goal.
So no crazy long shots.
No
Now,
crazy
I need a couple wins, all right? I need some wins, okay?
Dude.
I need some wins.
I mean,
So if I can get to 15 and 28,
then you'll start.
You know, like
It needs
like
to turn around
if I get
quick.
to 15 and 28 in my head, I was like, well, if I combine 15, that'd be 30.
I'm trying to
So I'm
find
not
a
in
way
such
to
a
spin
terrible
this.
position. As this like right now, I'm not in a great mental state in my.
You got DJ Ugalele's completion percentage right now.
I thought you were gonna say TJ Finley's, but all right.
No, well, it's not that bad. Well, look, I'm just right now. I'm up on units because again, we're about units here because we're about money. We want to win the fans money. But let me read you some of the Booster Club bets that we have. Remember, I put out a tweet every day except Sunday. If you want to bet, just put your tweet underneath it. We'll read it out in the Booster Club. And if you get to 8-0, soon to be 10-0, we're going to make you a Hall of Famer, which the logo's almost done on that. Lava Leech, 5-0. Mets, +1.5. Ooh, gross. Scotty in Texas. Came in the Booster Club hot. Now he's 3-0. He wants Lightning Avs over 6 at -105. Be more college football. Keeping it wet, Blaine? Danny. He's 3-0. Cardinals money line -160. Sincerely FC's 3-0. Wants the Rays first 5 money line. Dinkin Flicka 27. I always feel like I'm gonna say a bad word or something when I read that. 2-0. He wants the White Sox money line. Sammy V's 2-0. Red Sox -0.5 versus Cleveland first 5 innings. Win 21-44. 2-0. Avs money line over the Lightning -190. B Cercio's 2-0. Could be a streak with 3. Lightning over 30.5 shots on goal or strikes on goal, depending on how you look at it. Rich Castle 0-1. He wants Colorado money line. And we have hilarious fans on Twitter that start funny handles. We've had Midnight Crane to Georgia. We've had Brad and Thad, replacement cones, security guards who do a great job and don't get enough credit. I don't think we give enough credit on here.
Jake Crane's DJ.
Jake Crane's wedding DJ. And this one may take the cake.
Cones High Water.
I don't know. Dragon B Flamin'. Dragon B Flamin's up there. Burn the Squirtle.
Burn the Squirtle.
So I don't know if that's a shot at you, Cone, but you are a Squirtle guy, and we've talked about this a ton, that you are a Squirtle guy. This is Burn the Squirtle.
How are we burning you?
Charmander? Is this a Charmander thing?
What'd you do to the Dragons?
Yeah, see what happens after you start leaking stuff about me and Elon and Matt Ryan. See, you start letting
That's
stuff
fine.
out.
Look, if you want to rage war against the Dragons, best come prepared.
Yeah, listen, you know what I propose? 2 dragons. Is that too weird?
I'm the dragon.
One more.
Well,
this Game
Kirby
of Thrones
Smart did call you Flaming
I'm the dragon, and then I have my dragon army.
He did.
Did he?
Maybe this is
Kirby
my guy.
said, wait, what is it? Flaming Dragon? I don't know if I can say that because I don't know what it is. I think that's
I don't know. Squirtle.
This is getting good.
Squirtle guy.
It's starting to feel
anyway,
water,
and we're going, yeah.
Yeah, we're going.
Play with.
Don't we have
fire.
a poll?
We burn you.
Hey, don't we have a poll?
We do. Georgia. Down to Georgia. Don't look at the TV. Stop it. Does Georgia win? Or does Georgia go undefeated?
In the East.
Just in the East.
Just in the East.
In full disclosure, I voted in this poll, but I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I say yes.
Is that a suggestion or
An accusation.
They're saying, will they lose a game? Will they lose a game in the East, or will they win every game?
Will they win every game?
Okay.
Will they go undefeated in the East? Yes or no?
I'm
going to say there's a lot of people that don't like Georgia in the chat, so I'm going to say no, 52%.
No, 53.
What is it?
Does Georgia go undefeated in the East? Yes. 66%.
Yes?
No, 34.
Oh, we had Kirby on. A lot of Georgia fans. Fans just migrated, clicked on.
You're losing to Kentucky at the road.
Florida
first.
Florida in the cocktail party.
You're not losing to Florida.
Yeah, they're going to get up for Billy Napier's
AR-15 is going to get banned.
You know who Georgia's
going to get banned?
All right, we appreciate you guys joining us. Hope you have a great weekend. Really good Saturday special tomorrow. We pick the biggest villains ever in the NFL, on the field and off the field combined. So you don't want to miss that. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Coach Kirby Smart. And like the chances of me not enjoying this weekend, going down to the Senior Bowl, Celebrity Golf Classic and Hall of Fame induction, don't forget to send in those mailbag questions. Until Monday, or really tomorrow, we're going, gone.